Hello, welcome back. It's time for a before and after playlist series. So let's head on over to the town and see who's waiting to be sent on their way, which trains are coming in, and which visitors are after what goods before we start remodifying the town. So let's collect all my little thank you gifts first of all. And I so love the little prezzies. Look at them all. Now, I wonder if I will get any land expansion materials here. I really hope so. Everything else that I'm going to get is not really beneficial for me at the moment, so I will probably just sell those and pass those on. And in fact, I've already done that. The only expansion materials I'm keeping at the moment are for my land projects. So, if you would like to help me towards my donation playlist, please do let me know. Now, my train has just pulled in, dropped off some visitors, and this train came from one of my neighbours. So I've picked up their passengers, and it's now time to start sending them all to their respective buildings. But I wonder what they want, and I wonder if there will be any of the new requests for new materials with some of these. Let's send them on their way and find out. Okay, as usual, anybody that's sending a request for 3 buildings to me gets sent back home or sent on to another town. I'm sorry, but I just do not have the time to wait for you to visit all of the buildings. But if you're after 2 buildings or the 1 building, you're welcome to stay. This is a 2-shot maximum town, everyone. So please remember that when you're choosing to come here. Now, I've got the space of 42 people, but there are only 20-odd people in my town at the moment, and I wonder what they're going to request. So come on, hurry up and send them to their building so we know. Now, I'm actually going to be looking forward to this video because I'm going to be trying a completely new design that was asked to be done by a friend of mine. Now, it's a combination of 2 images or 2 design towns, so once I've finished I hope you will like it. Now, this is only the first part. I will be changing it again later because my friends also commented on this and suggested a few other changes, and I'm going to do some of those changes later and maybe do those in the next video just so you can see it as a nice little walkthrough. So let's have a look. What have we got in the building? So the B&B. Okay, nothing too stressful there. Let's just let him have what he wants as well. Ooh, pillows there, no problems. I've got plenty, and tease him. Okay. And what does she want? She's after some drinks. So it must be a thirsty stay there. Now, currently I'm a level 21 player within the town, and I can't do any upgrades until I get to level 22. And I have a long way to go before I can do this, because I only have 10,000 points out of the 21 I need. So another 10,000 to go. So I guess I better start serving more passengers. But once I do move up, I'm going to upgrade all of my buildings again to reduce the service time to 40%. And that means I'm going to be able to serve people a lot faster. So I'm so stoked about that. If only I could reduce it down to a very small amount, it would be even better. Imagine if they were just like the visitors to your farm. You would serve them, they'd go, and they'd be out very, very quickly. It would be fantastic. But really resource heavy. Now, none of my visitors wanted anything special this time. It's all normal stuff from the look of it. So let's just make sure everybody's been done as well. Next train's due in 1 hour and 26 minutes, so I don't have to worry about those passengers. I missed the cinema again. Now, this is another reason why I wanted to change, because actually I didn't notice that there were visitors waiting to go in the cinema because it's too high on the screen. I couldn't actually see the bell mark. Thank goodness I'm clever enough to touch that town hall. Okay, and resources missing, so let's go back to the farm and let's get some resources so I can give that person what they want. Quicker I do that, the quicker I can get my gifts. And what is it I'm going to need? I don't remember. I forgot I was talking to you. So let's have a look at the little board. So click on it. And I need some apples. Now, where can I get those? It's from the apple tree. So my apple tree should be over by my machine. So let's scroll on up, and there they are. These are the ones I usually harvest in this area. So collect those apples. And you've just saw there that my Game Center ID came up, so if you would like to send me a request, please do so. It's Red Knight, that's R3DKNIGHT, and I welcome all new friends. Now, am I going to chop these trees down at the moment? Yeah, why not? Let's get rid of some of them. Or should I do it later? No, let's do it now. Stop moving around. Actually, I didn't do anything there, did I? I didn't revive them. I didn't send off for help or anything. I just let it be. Now, why did I do that, I wonder? That's a very strange reason. Actually, the reason I didn't do anything there is because if I had have done so, then the number 1 would have appeared on the side of my video, and it's a little bit distracting, so I left that for the moment. Okay, now his eyes are watching the fruit here. Isn't that so interesting? Okay, 2 hours and I can come back and collect him. Check the chest, and it's locked, so let's get rid of that. Bye-bye. Right, now, all my visitors are done, so what I need to do is to completely break everything down that I have within the town. So that means digging up the path, that means digging up the bushes, putting everything back into stock, and then shifting my buildings back into the center again. Now, I'm actually going to miss the design I've got here at the moment. I actually quite like this a lot. A nice little pebble road. Okay, you've got the rose bushes down the side. You've got the decorations in different locations. It was a really nice pattern, and I'm glad that it was suggested to me. And I really appreciate this design. But everything has to be changed sooner or later, and it's time to do that. Now, in case you're watching this video for the first time, you're probably thinking, hey, where are all of these items going? Well, they're actually going into my shop area. So does that mean I have to pay for them again? No, it doesn't. That's one good thing about the game. Once you've actually purchased something, you can just put it back into stock. Now, where does it go? Well, it goes into your storage, just like you would if you were moving house or location. So it's not in your silo, it's not in your barn. It's in a special storage place that's hidden inside the game that you don't have to worry about too much. And you can store as many ornaments as decorations as you like there. And no one will remove them, touch them, you can't sell them, you can't do anything with them at all unless you're using them as decorations, or like I'm doing, to redesign your town again and again and again. I think this is one reason why I actually started these videos. One, just to give me something interesting to do in the town and to create some nice videos for you guys, but also to start using some of these resources. Like in the last town design I just had, I used many of the topiary designs, and I do like them. But on the farm they're not so cool, but within the town I think they actually go quite nicely, especially when you're using some of these paths. But as I said, things have to be put away, and that's what I'm doing now. Now, I'm actually starting with the path at the moment. So once I've actually put all the path into stock, I can zoom back out and we can see what the actual town looks like without the paving slabs. And again, it's actually quite interesting. So you do not have to put a path in the town if you don't want to. It's basically okay to use the bushes or the hedgerows to create this path or track that will guide people around your town if you want to. Okay, just a few more areas to do. Now, this is the only thing I actually don't like about this. It takes time to click on it, then click another button to put it into storage. Still, if we didn't have that double click option, everybody would be a little frustrated, like, hey, I clicked on it and I didn't mean to and it disappeared. At least this way it's a nice confirmation. I just wish I had the multiple confirmation option, then it would be so much simpler. Now the design I'm going to be doing is actually quite interesting for me. I'm going to have to be spending a lot more coinage on this one, and maybe quite a few resources as well. Now, will I be spending diamonds? Well, okay, not really. The diamonds I've got at the moment are only 12. So if I am spending diamonds, I don't really have sufficient diamonds anymore to purchase any extra decorations or ornaments. But that's not a problem, because I can just build those diamonds up again for a later stage. Now you might think, well, hey, why don't you just buy some diamonds within the game and then it's much faster? But that's not my way of doing things, as I've already said quite a few times. I don't actually pay for any diamonds, I just get them free of charge within the game as I play it. Now I might also be using some vouchers on this one, because some of the decorations that I do like will cost vouchers. But again, I'm limited by what I have in stock at the moment, because I've been buying pets and other things as well, and I really need to do some more boats to build those up. Quite a few people have asked me recently, how do I get a lot of vouchers? Well, I actually struggle as well. I guess the easiest way is to do the boats or to basically do the truck requests that offer vouchers. But any other way is not so quick and comfortable. Okay, you've just seen what it looks like as I pulled out from the screen with just the hedgerows for the bushes. Now, I do like that effect. I kind of like the green natural pathway as you walk into the town. But it's not what I want in my next design, so I'm going to rip up all of my rose bushes, put those into stock as well, and maybe I will use those again later at some other stage. I do love the design of these bushes. It's beautiful. I still wish though that I could actually connect different coloured rose bushes together, just to give it a better feel or a better pattern sometimes. When you're mixing them, it's nice, but they don't actually join, which is a big shame. Right, now I'm almost done with this one area, and it's enough to actually understand what I'm going to be doing here. So let's remove all of the rose bushes, let's remove all the topiary, let's get all of the ornaments that I've been using out of the way. So it's time to time warp ahead into the future to the next part, which starts now. So here we are. I'm on the last part of the removal of all of the ornaments, and it's my centerpiece that I was so happy about. So goodbye rose bushes and goodbye rock formation. I really enjoyed having you in the town, but you have to go back to where you came from. Just like in a museum, sometimes you have a display and it has to be returned every now and then. Okay, right, all my buildings are now scattered around the edge of my town, and I'm not happy with them being there for the moment. And I want to see what it actually looks like if I bring them closer in. Because I did see an interesting design on someone else's town where they had the buildings much closer, and the back part was actually more open for people to move around. And it was really quite cool, and I'm thinking of doing that in the future. Now I kind of like that feel I just saw there, where everything's really close up. It's easy for my visitors just to walk in and then go to any buildings they want to do. Then maybe afterwards I can have them walking around behind, enjoying the fresh country air, relaxing in the gardens maybe that I can set up there. I can foresee a nice design coming along there quite nicely, and maybe that's the way I want to go later. So why not have a think about that? This is what I'm looking at maybe for a future video, where I keep my buildings closer together and I redesign the outside to a more garden-like design. What suggestions can you give to me? What ideas do you have? Okay, right, let's start the new design. Now what I want to do is to start with the beach area first of all. Now what can I do here? What can I do to make it more interesting? Well, the design I'm going to do is using some of the path that I actually considered in the last video. But this one is a trail path, and I do actually like the way that this is going to turn out. And this came from my friend's imagery. Now it's a little bit different than what they've got because they've set up their town slightly different from what I'm going to show you. But you'll get a good gist of the way it will look. Now I'm using these pieces first of all to create a larger path as you walk into this beach area. And then I'm going to use the smaller path to come off and lead you up to the buildings. And I think the design imagery that it gives is actually really interesting. Now I do have some of these items in stock already that I purchased before. So this is going to be my first expense when I run out in a minute. But how much that it actually costs now, I wonder. Well, my coinage is up to 2,111,000 there, so I have plenty. What's it going to be though, I wonder? So the first one's going to cost me 56 gold coins there, and they're going up by 2 gold coins every time. Now I need to think about this. Should I chop those trees down? No, I'm going to leave them there. Now I actually consider removing the trees I got there in the back as well, but I still like the way that they look. I even thought about changing the buildings around and moving them elsewhere. Because one of my friends said, "Hey Ricky, you can't keep the buildings on the beach. What if the tide comes in? They get damaged." But I have a special beach. It's perfect. The tide does not come all the way up. It stops at those rocks just there. So this is great. Okay, now I've got a nice long straight path that leads me down the center of the beach to the buildings. And then what I've then done is use some smaller path again to come away from the buildings or leading to the buildings to give a nicer design. Now the B&B is going to need 2 of them here just to give it a wider path. But the other buildings that you see there really only need the 1. And it looks quite cool the way it is. But what else can I do to this beach to make it more interesting, I wonder? Let's try doing some different things. Now, at the moment, I've got the Pearl of the Sea there, which is a beautiful pearl, and I was lucky to win that quite a while ago. If you're looking to win that one, I might suggest that you try where the sunken ship is. I understand that that gives you the highest chances within the game. But then again, some people are very lucky with that spot, other people are not. Still, it's only 5 diamonds if you want to give it a go. Okay, let's look for some new decoration to make my beach more beautiful. Now, I was thinking of using some of this decor here to give it a bit more colour, but at the moment I've not really done that. I've just kept it with a kind of summer feel using some of the summer decoration. So I was thinking maybe the pool with the slide, that might be nice, so let's try that. Now I do like this decoration, but it's actually quite large, I think, for what I want to be doing here. So maybe later within the video I'll probably put that one back in stock, because I'm not 100% satisfied with the shape and the way that it actually sits there. Now the beach mat I do like. It has that square feel to it, and it matches the path design very, very nicely. See, this is the problem I felt with the actual pool and with the pearl. Because of their round shape, okay, it doesn't really go with what I'm looking for. And I was strongly considering just binning both of those at this point in the video. In fact, there I've gone. The first one's gone. It wasn't until I actually put down this beach mat that I realized, hey, the round shape is not what I really want here this time. See what I mean? When I put it up against the side of the house and then move the beach mat around as well, it just doesn't look right. It kind of doesn't stand out. Now the position it's at the moment is not too bad. Moving it forward like I've done here, it's kind of okay, but again I'm not really satisfied. I actually wonder if Supercell can maybe design some other beach items like this. It would be wonderful during the summer period if we could get some more interesting decoration. Maybe a square pool. Okay, we've got the swimming pool, but a smaller square pool to replace the round one as an idea. In fact, what kind of decorations would you like for the beach? What would you like to see Supercell adding? Why not make more suggestions below in the comments? What I'd like to see is some maybe more surfboards, or maybe some decoration I can actually put on the beach that kind of touches the ocean. That would be really interesting. Maybe some boats or something that I could bring up to the shore, or maybe some boats that would be there as a permanent option. Actually, that would be quite cool. Fishing boats. If we could have some fishing boat ornaments that I could place on the beach, I could create a really nice fishing design. Reminds me of my hometown Hastings, where they bring the old wooden fishing fleet up onto the actual beach, and it looks really wonderful. Okay, I'm quite satisfied with the way that's looking. You've got the rectangular shape for the benches, and that looks quite nice, and it matches very well with the path, with the square shape that I've got as you're leading into the beach area. It's just that pool, as I said, that I'm not too happy with, and I will definitely change that later in the video. Now, I've done the beach to a certain extent. I'm quite satisfied with what I've got up to the moment. So now I need to start thinking about the town. Now, what I want to do is to basically put a wall around the town to start with, just to give me my guide, or to give me my border effect that I'm looking for here. So to do this, I'm going to have to remove these trees. Now, which wall can I use? Now, my friend's wall is actually the golden wall. Now, the golden wall is an idea, but for myself, okay, it's quite expensive. And at the moment, I just don't have the millions for this. Now, in the future, maybe I will consider that, but at this current moment in my gameplay, it's not something I'd like to try. Maybe I will save the golden moments for much, much later. Maybe when I reach my level 100, I might do a golden video, but I don't know. Now, here's the first of the resources I'm spending. I'm buying some pools here, so 2 gold and 2 blue they're costing me. Now, I kind of like these pools. Now, my friends actually got them in a different angle and position that I've actually put them. But when I've finished with them later, let's see if you notice the actual design and what does it create in your mind. Let's see if you can pick up on it. Now, one thing I would like to do within the game, at the moment we can change the direction of these ornaments in 2 ways. So I can change it from like a right appearance or to a left appearance as an example. Now, it's okay, but sometimes I wish I could completely reverse it. So you just turn it 180 degrees. Now, that would really be a really nice balance for those pools, because I'd have the diving boards then on different sides, and I think that would be much, much better if I went for this more horizontal poles. But the way I've got it later, I think, is really satisfying. Now, I'm going to be using the stone wall. Now, I've got quite a lot stored up, so it shouldn't cost me too much extra if it comes down to coinage, because a lot of what I've already got's already there. Now, I'm afraid that if you are going to copy this design, you do start buying the stone walls, the price will mount up. So do make sure you have sufficient funds within the kitty, or it will cost you an absolute fortune. Now, do remember that a lot of these designs will use those resources. So if you are of a lower level, don't focus or don't worry too much about being too pretty or creating too many designs on your farm or in your town. Stick to building up your level first. Stick to doing the derby. Stick to filling the boat and the truck orders. Build that coinage up. Increase your diamonds. Expand your slots. That's your first key priority within the game. The decorating part comes much later when you get to a higher level, when you've got too many coins and you want to know what to do with it. I have another request from another friend who has over 10 million in coins, and he's asked me to help him spend his coins and decorate his farm and town, and I'm actually looking forward to doing that. I do wish I could actually do an interactive video where I can have my town and his town, or his farm and my farm, on the same image, and I could be talking to him and then he could be changing things at the same time. That would be a wonderful addition to the game. Now, I'm not sure if that's a possibility in the future, but you never know, especially with game development these days. Now, all that wastage of land just to the back there I can't use. It's pretty, but if I use the border, it's just dead space. I sometimes wish that I could actually add more to the back there. Still, it's okay though. Now, I don't want to go too far down there, so I need to come back to the start again and see basically where I need to bring it up to. So I need to build my wall straight down by the side of the station. Later I will probably get rid of those bales of hay and the barrels because they're kind of in the way. But then again, I might just keep them because they still do look quite cool. I will have to wait and see. Let's see how it affects the main design. Now again, I'm putting down these walls behind the building. Okay, you can see part of it, you can't see other parts, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I know it's there, and that's what's important. I know that it's a balanced design and it blends in nicely. Okay, 50 pieces left. Am I going to be okay, or will I need to spend a lot of money, I wonder? Now, I was very apprehensive when I first thought about doing this design because it is a lot of brickwork, and I did want to have a more natural approach within my first few videos. But actually, I did like the way that this one turned out, and based on my friend's designs, I am quite satisfied with it. Okay, I'm almost done. The walls are almost joined, and I still have plenty left in stock, so 35 left in case I need to do any more. Perfect. So let's zoom out. Okay, now you can see everything with a nice bricked up town area. Okay, that's not too bad looking. It's a little bit of like a P shape or an L shape, depending on which way you want to look at it, or a Q, but it's kind of okay. But I need to do a lot more to it because it's still very, very ugly. Now, the first thing I need to do is to add some path. But what path should I use? Now, how about the stone road? Let's have a look. Okay, stone road looks good. Yep, I like the stone road. It's one of my favorite paving designs, so I'm going to be using a lot of these. Now I've got 111 left there in stock, and that will decrease as I go around. Now please notice here that my pathway for the stone road is kind of doubled up. So this means I'm probably going to be using a lot of paving slabs around this town. Now, before I start putting them out there, let's see where the best location for my buildings are going to be. So I want to spread them out a little bit. I want to have a green area still to a certain extent, but I want to keep my buildings in such a way that they will support each other and the design still looks aesthetically pleasing. But how will it be at the end? We will have to wait and see. I think you will be pleasantly surprised and pleased. Now look at that price of that wall. So 10,000 gold coins for one. Imagine how much that would have cost me. Oh my goodness, I would have been broke. Right, now I'm following the wall around with this path. So that's one reason why I stuck the wall down to start with, because it will give me a nice guide on where I need to be. Doubling up. Each of the blocks is changing as you put them down, so you end up with a much more interesting pattern. Okay, now you will notice with this design that I don't have my town hall straight on from the station entrance. It's off to the side. Now, I was really pleased with the way that this one came out much later in the game. It gave me a more interesting feel to the way I wanted to have things looking. Right, now, since this top part of the town itself is going to be really important, I'm going to start building the road up towards that area just so I can place the buildings in a much better position and get everything laid out correctly. It's really hard to actually choose where you want things to go until you start moving things around. Sometimes you'll actually create a design or come up with a design or start doing something, you'll change your mind halfway through, but at least with videos like this it will give you some good tips or suggestions. Now, what's your feeling at the moment? Do you actually like the fact that I've got the wall around there? Do you like what you're seeing in relation to the design so far? Now, the beach, as I said, I was really pleased with. I really like the way that looks, except for the little swimming pool. Now, how about your opinion? Did you agree with me? Do you think that based on the square or the straight edge design that I had there, those round shapes kind of made it look a little weird? Or do you think I should have added more round shapes in there to break it up a little bit more? Now, one of my friend's suggestions is that I add more color to it. Now, if that's the case, I'm probably going to have to add more items that are of a different shape. But which one should I add? What items will give me more color, I wonder? Aha, the diner has a toilet. Now, that's a good idea. But who wants to be seeing a toilet when you're off to the diner? So let's cover that over with a tree. Now, I love those trees. They're actually quite beautiful. Now, again, I do wish that we had more options to purchase trees within the game, because to actually be able to design the town a little bit more with some trees is quite enjoyable. In fact, there are quite a few little things that I'd like to see added to the ornaments section at one stage. I think it's one area within the game that won't really affect everybody, but it will make it more appealing for certain members within the game. Now, there are a lot of people out there who love to decorate, to personalize. If we had more ornaments added in, just to give us a greater selection maybe, you may find that people's creativity or their creative juices actually start flowing a lot more. Now, just like with the other parts of the video, I'm putting the paths down where you can't really see them because the buildings are blocking them. But again, it's for my own personal benefit. It gives me a better feel when I actually look at this, knowing that it's there, and then my people are walking around, as I said, and actually walking on the path, even though they do tend to cut through sometimes. Okay, now I'm liking that corner there. It's quite a good balance. Even though there's more path than normally I would like, I do think that looks quite interesting. Now, where I've got the two pools at the moment, I think I will probably leave them in that location. For me, this is going to be my swimming pool area for town visitors who want to come here. It's almost like a public bath. It will be quite interesting. But if you're actually swimming in the pool, do you want people in the diner watching you? If you're in the pool, do you want people in the movie theatre coming out and staring at you? I don't think so. So I will probably use quite a few trees to actually block off that area later, just to give it a more private feel. Now, shifting the cinema up a little bit just to see how it looks. Now, I kind of like what I'm seeing there. It does go in somewhere. Now, it's a shame, as I said in the last video, that the paving slabs don't change on the building to match the ones that you're currently using within your design. I do wish that were an option. Okay, let's come back on myself. So I'm still sticking with my straight edge or rectangular fill to my design, or square fill to my design. So you can see here that you ended up with a nice little rectangular area just there towards the top left hand side. Each of the buildings has its own little squared off area as well. Okay, now I'm just switching the grocers back to that back position there. It looks interesting, but should I keep the two buildings the same or change them around? Now I kind of like what I'm looking at there. The buildings where they're situated, again with that squared off feel, balance very, very nicely. Now okay, I do have that pond just in the back corner there, but I really don't want to get rid of that, because once it's gone I can never get it back. So please, 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 Supercell, at some stage give us the option to be able to buy those. That single design is absolutely beautiful, and I would love to be able to put more of that design back into my town or back into my farm at some stage. Even the swamp design I would like to have back. I actually do miss not having a swamp on my farm. I also miss the rock formations as well, those ones that I blew up earlier to get the stones out of the way. I wish we could actually buy those one more time just to put them back. Now it's starting to come along. I'm almost at the position where I can bring that corner around and join up to the rest of the path. But what is the design going to be, I wonder? Can you guess from looking at what I'm doing? Is your imagination the same as mine? Let's see if you can identify it first. Now that would be very interesting to see. Why not comment in the video at what time you realized what image I was creating here? Let's see if you can guess. Now there is no prize for this, but it would be nice to see. Okay, right, now I've boxed off that one area, and now I'm going to continue moving down with the path in a straight line, just so I end up coming back around on myself again. Move the buildings out the way just so I can see what I'm doing. I just hope the visitors that were inside the buildings didn't get messed around too much. They probably thought there was an earthquake. Okay, that's the perfect size to go around my town hall. Yep, I think that's pretty good. I don't think changing the angle will be better than that, and I'm quite satisfied with that. And I've almost done with this paving slab, which is nice. Now it's costing me more money. The price is increasing by 10 gold coins each time I add a new slab. Now that's okay. I still have plenty of coins left in the kitty, so it's not such a problem. But I'm up to 1,470 odd coins now. So just imagine how much you're going to need to do all of this if you do not have any of these slabs at all. I'm so glad that we do not lose them. Okay, now what should I do? Should I focus on that top part, or should I deal with this bottom area first? Difficult decision. Right, now I've jumped ahead slightly in the video because I had to go and do something else. So I'm back again. Thank you very much for all of you people in my neighborhood that have picked up the visitors, and I hope those love hearts were good for you. Now, I like the way the visitors are just standing there on the corner there. It looks so nice. And the same with those visitors. So I'm happy with the position. Or at least at the moment I feel happy. Now, the fact that they then walk across my pool area is not so good. I really want them to follow the pathway around, but I know that's something that's not going to happen. So I'm going to have to block off their access and maybe do something else. But what should I choose, I wonder? Now, I already know I'm going to be choosing the trees. Ooh, that's one of the new items. And doesn't it look tasty? 246 gold coins, 280 experience points. That's quite nice. All these new changes for the new products I have made to my town guide. Okay, I haven't uploaded it to the Supercell site yet, but I will be doing so as soon as I get the chance. At the moment, I'm a bit tied up just getting myself organised for my trip. I've actually been invited by Supercell to go and visit them in Helsinki, and I'm looking forward to flying out in May, travelling out there to see them, attending a games event that's being held, learning about some of the new games that are being released onto the market now. It's going to be good fun. I'm also going to be meeting quite a few of the staff members, maybe chatting to some of the people that design the Heyday game. And I'm hoping to take lots of photos as well. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the whole plan's going to be, but I'm really looking forward to it. I was so happy to be invited, and it's kind of made my year already. Right, now I'm focusing on this pool area, so I've decided to turn the pools to a different angle because the way they were didn't look quite right. Now in this position it looks okay, but I'm now changing the path and I'm adding a pebble path to this area. Now remember, children, if you are swimming in my pool, do not run on the pebble path with wet feet because you may fall over. And I would hate for you to hurt yourself. Now, can anyone guess my design yet? What's it going to be, I wonder? Can you see already? What does it look like to you? Does it look like something's interesting coming out of this appearance? Okay, now a nice little double pattern there. But where should I put the pool? Should I go high or should I go low? Yes, I'm liking this a lot. Now my friend's imagery is slightly different. Their pools, as I said, are facing the other angle, and they've actually got some slightly different decoration there. But I'm going to be doing that a little bit later. Yep, I really like that, and it's coming along nicely. A couple more tweaks to that and it will be perfect. And I may just raise my hands there and wiggle my fingers. Now, no pool area is good enough with without a little bit of greenery, so let's add some trees and see what it does. Now, at some stage I will buy more of these leafy trees, but at the moment I don't have sufficient resources to do that. Now let's try a bit of a mix and match here. Now I do like these small pine trees. Now I'm overloading on the pine trees at the moment. There is a reason for my madness. Let's move those other little ones out the way. I've decided I don't want to keep those there. I kind of like having these pine trees for what I'm aiming for with my design. I just hope the barber doesn't come along and trim them. Okay, that's getting better. But I do think I need to remove these little ones from this area, or at least do something with them. So let's have a look-see. Okay, zoom out again. No, I don't like that. I'm not happy with those small trees as they are. I think I will have to remove some of them. But first things first, let's let my hair down. Now I think I've given you enough clues to give you an idea of what it looks like there. Now, you could say that it's kind of looking at you. You could say that the trees are very hair-like. I've kind of created a little bit of a face in that area, or at least that's the appearance it gives me. Now, as I said earlier, I wasn't too happy with the pool, but maybe the pool would be a nice mouth. Let's see how it looks if I just hold it over there at the moment. Okay, now it kind of looks good, so I need to zoom in, maybe remove a little bit of the path and then try it again. But how would it appear, I wonder? Let's see. Okay, I think to make this one a little bit better, I would need two mouths. Now, do I actually have two of these pools? No, I don't. I actually went through the whole of my imagery, and it's a summer event, and the only way I will get the pools again is during the next summer period. So hopefully I will have sufficient diamonds during that period to purchase another one. Now, I do love the seasonal decoration that we do get. I just wish that I had the diamonds sometimes to be able to actually purchase those items. Now, I did have a lot of diamonds recently, but I did use a lot of those in the last update video. I just hope I can save them up for the next one. Now, I wasn't satisfied with a single pool there, so I'm removing that and sending that back to the stock. So I need to now think about something else there. What else can I put in there, I wonder? Okay, it's going to be a mouth, or it could be a nose. Now, what should I try? Now, I do like these birds. If I turn one the other way, no, that doesn't look good either. Okay, he's got a long nose there, but that's awful. I'm really not happy with that. Now, I could actually leave it blank, because the yellow like dirt or dead grass effect there under or within that area is actually quite nice looking. The design that it actually gives me does give that mouth a more interesting feel to it. Okay, no, that looks ugly, so I think I will ignore that one. Now, what I did decide to do in the end is to use the hay bales. The hay bales were about the right size, and the imagery that it gave me was much more interesting, as you will see in a little while when I get to that part of the video. At the moment though, I'm still scrolling down. Yes, you can see what kind of decorations I've got, but I don't like any of these. They really don't go well in this area. Now, this is why I was thinking about the hay bale and the barrels, and I thought, hey, when I saw that hay bale or bale there, I thought, oh, I wonder. Okay, let's try the barrels first, though. Now, they do look interesting, but how about if I turn one of them? Will it go well? No, it just shifts its position slightly, but it looks like he's got a load of chocolate or bad teeth or something wrong with the mouth area, and that looks awful. So I wasn't satisfied with that at all. But when I did this, now here we go, here's the hay bales. I do like that. Now when I pull out from the distance, it actually looks much more interesting. You can start to see the facial aspect there now. It looks really, really good. So I have my trees for my hair, I've got the pools for the eyes, I've got the pebble path for the face, and basically the hay bales could be classed as the mouth there. Yeah, I'm impressed. I like that a lot.
Now at the moment I've got the pathway going around the outside, and it kind of looks like he's got his hands up in the air with his fingers splayed by the buildings, and their arms are holding them up as well. Very skinny body though, so yes, I do like that a lot. But the only thing I'm not keen on now is this little area here at the back. What should I do there, I wonder? How should I decorate that? And what should I do down here? Should I keep that border effect, or should I change the layout a little more? Let's see what else there is in the ornaments that would make it more interesting. So scrolling back down again, let's have a little look-see. Okay, what have we got that would be interesting? I seriously can't wait till the summer update. I'm so looking forward to seeing some new summer decorations there. My diamonds are building back up again, so hopefully I will get quite a few. What summer decorations do you want? Are you hoping to pick up the pool or some of the beach items again? What was your favourite one last time? Maybe we'll get some new ones this time. We will have to wait and see. I really hope so. Okay, let's get some of these trees out there and then see how that's going to help. Do I have any more trees, I wonder? Yes, I do. I thought I had some trees somewhere. Hang on, where are they? Nope. Okay, looks like I don't. What else? Golden walls, no thank you. Bird bath is quite nice. I'm tempted to get one of those. It's nice, but no, not for this one. I'll save that for next time. Now that's actually a very useful way. You just saw me do it there. If you drag it out and hold it still on the image, you can move it around. You can see how it would look in certain positions before you actually pay for it. As long as you don't release your finger in an area where the image is whole, you will not end up buying it. As long as the image stays red, as though you can't place it, then you can keep checking and testing, and if you do let it go when it's red, it will not add to your farm or your town. So give it a go. It's really, really beneficial sometimes to test just like that. Right, well, I've chosen some park benches just to make a picnic area, I think. But what should I do next? Now last time I was quite particular to these orangey rose bushes, and I do want to use them again. So I'm going to put some of them out here within my town. Now let's move the path out the way for the moment. What am I planning, I wonder? Will I do a border effect? Will I do something that's very statue-based? I think I'm going to go for a statue. We've got quite a few statues that are very nice, and little Cupid I think will look really, really nice here. Okay, I know Cupid has the roses at the bottom, but as you work your way up Cupid's body, you end up with some nicer orange flowers there just towards the top. And that does blend in quite nicely. Keeping him in the bottom hand corner as well gives it a nice balance effect as well. I like that a lot. Let's zoom back out and have a look. Okay, that's not too bad looking, but will I accept this as my final layout? Let's move the town hall up a little bit. Okay, that's a little better there. Maybe closer to the town entrance itself. No, I don't want to leave that there. It looks good, but I don't think that's going to be the best position. Didn't I do that last time? Yes, I did. That swinging chair seems to be ideal for that location. Okay, I have quite a few trees there in the corner, but I feel now that it looks a little too heavy. So if I do stick with a lot of trees in this area, because I've gone for the hair effect for the face, maybe when I do my next modification, I will trim off some of the trees, maybe use some other decoration. My friend's feedback is more along those lines as well, shifting some of the trees around and giving the town a slightly different feel. Using a little bit more colour would be more beneficial, they said. So we will see how that will look later in the next video. But in the meantime, let's do my picnic area. Now, if I'm going to have a picnic area, I'm not too happy with the border. I really want people to be able to walk into a picnic area, be relaxed, not feel enclosed, be very, very close to nature. Now, I said earlier with the wall, okay, I was kind of not so happy about the fact that I use a lot of this green space at the back. Now, if I can get that back into the image, then it feels I'm actually making a better design overall. So I'm going to expand this area down at the bottom, bring the wall in a little bit more and make it a little bit tighter. That way I've got more space down at the bottom, even though I can't really put the decorations further down. It still gives it a more open effect. And being a tall person and someone who does enjoy being outside on a beautiful day, like today as an example, I do want to have that really open feeling. This is one of my favorite weeks in Japan. This time of year we have lots of national holidays. Work is usually limited because everybody takes time off and disappears. The only trouble is all the parks become very, very busy. But kids get to stop, you get to spend time with your family, it's wonderful. Now it's a beautiful Saturday morning here. I'm not having to work, so why am I not out playing with my children? Well, my youngest is with his football club and they're doing game practice and I was with him earlier. My eldest is out with his friends, so it means I'm not wanted. So, oh my God, my children don't want me anymore. I feel alone. Oh no. No. Children get older. And then when they do, they don't want their daddies anymore. It's a shame. Now, from looking at the image here, it looks like I'm going to need some more pathways, so I'm going to have to spend some more coins. Now, that's not a problem, I still have sufficient. But it's offset, so I will have to do some moving again, I think. Now, I'm either going to have to move the building down one, which would be okay, or move the town hall and the trees and the statue up one. Or I could go for a triple pathway there at the end. Let's try moving down first. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, I think that's coming along quite nicely. Come on, trees, over you go. Town hall back up a bit, okay. Okay, that's looking much better. I guess having the town hall where I wanted it earlier, in that centerpiece near the statue, was a little bit too crowded for me. So I think this is much better. Trouble is though, I've still got this initial design where I've got the pathway coming in from the entrance of the town, walking straight down to the town hall. I really need to do something about that next time. I don't want to have that in maybe my next video. This is one reason sometimes I wish I could actually change the angles in many ways for these buildings. I like the fact that we can turn it in two different directions. But I do wish sometimes we had the option to actually have it in maybe 3 or 4 directions, just so we could see maybe the back of the buildings. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which angle they face, because the visitors will still stand outside, you still see the bell on there. It's all about design and imagery looking. Now, when you get the option to turn the building, it would be nice to actually have a little bit extra there on the turn option, so you actually have to scroll through like 4 images before it resets itself back to like the original one maybe. I really hope that this would be a design concept that Supercell could add in the future. How many of you would like to be able to change the layout of your buildings? How many of you would actually like to position the buildings in a slightly different way? How about a diagonal position? Oh God, that would be wonderful. Yeah, imagine having the buildings at an angle. Sweet, that would be awesome. Now, one building I would really like here is an apartment building. Okay, we've got the B&B, we've got some of the shops, we've got the town hall. How about an apartment building? So we've got people that are actually working in the town, we've got people visiting the town. Okay, they've got the B&B to stay at, but how about the regular workers? Where do they live? Do they travel in every day by train? Or can we actually pick and choose some buildings to add in? That would be a really nice option as well. You can have a selection of maybe 4 or 5 buildings that you want to add to your town to change the decoration. So there could be a house, there could be an apartment building, could be a museum, for example. Okay, they're not really providing anything in relation to rewards, etc. for the town. It just gives it that little extra for the design. And then just like a normal decoration, you can put it back into storage or you can keep it if you wanted to. I really think that would be an awesome idea. So larger decoration that would change the complete design of the town and give it a more town effect sometimes. I really want a church. That's one thing that I'd love within the game. But again, just as a decoration option. Okay, right, now as I said earlier, I was going to change the border, and here I go. So I'm going to be boxing some of these wall pieces. Now, I feel by having the picnic area down here at the bottom and more open, it's much more comfortable for me. Okay, let's get some trees down in this area. After all, you can't really have a picnic if everybody can see what you're doing. You want somewhere nice and shady to sit down, somewhere you can relax and enjoy the countryside. I'm hoping over this holiday period here, when I'm free as well, to take my family to Awaji Island. It's one of my favourite islands near where I live here in Kobe. I often visit and stay at the Awaji Westin, but next to the Awaji Westin Hotel is a really nice park. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a great place to take your kids. They got a really good play area. As you walk in from the left hand side, there's a big boating lake with swan boats. You can feed the ducks or feed the fish. You can paddle around that boating lake. It's really great. If you want to, there's rock gardens, there's flower gardens. It's really beautiful. And depending on the season you go, you've got different kinds of flowers. You can see the phoenix, which is a large bird made up of flowers, and it's absolutely wonderful. If you want to see some of the images, do check out my Facebook account, and I do have some photos there. Within that same area near the Phoenix, there's a larger children's play area where you've got a really good climbing frame. If you move further down into the park, okay, there's a lot more you can see, and a lot more relaxing places, but the best part's at the far end. Oh my God, the kids absolutely adore it there. I've never seen such a large climbing and playing area. since I was like knee high to a grasshopper. It's wonderful. Slides, pirate ships, paddling pools. It's brilliant. You could spend hours and hours just running around and kicking balls and many other games. In fact, people do. It's a great place for a picnic. As I said, we often go there. It's only 500 yen by train from Maiko Station. So if anyone's in Japan and you're listening to this, it's worth the day trip. Restaurants are pretty good. And if you love herbs and spices, do check out the herb garden to the top. If you like big conservatories and you enjoy the cacti and other international flowers, check out the conservatory. It's absolutely massive. Right, now I'm getting close to my final design here, and I'm liking what I'm seeing here. As you can see, I've opened up the bottom part of the picnic area there. That way any visitors can just walk straight in. I've moved the building slightly. I've moved my statue back up towards the center. I'm basically happy with what I'm looking at here. Okay, yes, okay, I'm liking that. But I want to add one more thing, I think. I really want to do one thing else here. But what should I do? What should I choose? Okay, I know. I'm going to use some of the tombstones. I think a nice little grave area will go nicely. But let's just double check first of all. Ha! Connection's lost, and we recovered the game. Sometimes that can be a problem when I'm playing the game on the train or in my neighborhood. The connection can go out, but it's not a problem. I will just load it back up like I've done so here, and I can resume the game. Now, I do love that new collection lost image. It's quite interesting. The choice of green is actually quite beautiful. Okay, we're back to the town. Current status is 21 still. Still need my 10,000 points, and all my visitors are still inside the buildings. This is what they've got with my design at the moment, and I'm thinking about adding one more thing. Now, what should I do? Now, this is the area I want to change down here. And as I thought, I was thinking about adding tombstones. So let's scroll on down. Shift that out of the way. Okay, let's bring the cemetery fence out there first of all. Now I need to wait till the Halloween decoration comes out again, and when it does next time I'm going to have to purchase some more of these cemetery fences, because at the moment I do not have enough. That's it, what you can see there. So I'm very limited with the amount of area that I can set up. Now I do like this design, it's actually quite interesting. I wonder if they will add a gate option in the future. I would really hope so. A nicer gate aspect that you could add to this cemetery fence would give it a more interesting feel. A spooky gate. Ooh, that would be really nice. In fact, I kind of love the Halloween theme. I love the Halloween design. It's one of my favorite events, or seasonal events anyway. Especially some of the rewards we get. Okay, now I got the 3 tombstones there. Again, I need to purchase some more of those next time, I think. Maybe one video will be a whole cemetery. I could turn half the town into a graveyard. Ooh, that could be nice. I might do that for Halloween. Yes, that would be fantastic. A Halloween town for the Halloween season. Thinking about that, that might be good for every season. Ideas are going through my mind. Okay, everybody, here's some requests for you. Now, we know that summer's coming up. Then we're going to have some other seasonal holidays. You've got Halloween as well. There's Christmas later in the year. And I know it's too early to be talking about Christmas. But you can find Christmas decorations in the shops now if you go hunting. It's true, actually, you can. But if I did redesign my town in a Christmassy kind of effect, what kind of images would you like to see? How would you like to see me lay it out? Now remember, I am restricted by the amount of decorations I've got. I only have a certain amount of funds or diamonds, but I don't mind spending if it's reasonable. Now I may not copy your design exactly, but I might modify it. But do give me some tips and suggestions for a nice Halloween one and a nice Christmas design for the town. Now I did see a wonderful Christmas tree design done by one of the higher level players, and I really do love that. So I might think about adding that to my town if I have the resources. So I may have to save up for that one as well. Still, I've got many months left in the year. That won't be a problem. Now, how should I do this, I wonder? Should I stick with the 2 or should I stick with 3? Should I give it an open effect or a closed effect? Okay, that's nice. I like that. You can walk in, it's very respectful, you can pay your respects to your departed family members very, very easily. Okay, final part I need to sort out here. Now, what should I do with these picnic benches? Should I leave them like this? Should I change them around? I think I need to move some more trees into that area just to give it a more private feel. But which one should I go for? The larger trees or the smaller trees? Or should I just leave it the way it is? Some of my visitors are waiting. What did I get? Well, more coins and reputation points, mallets as well. Good, that will go down nicely. Thank you very much for that. And some more mallets as well. Perfect. And mallets are just what I need. Okay, right. Now I'm going to focus a little bit more on the beach here. What do I need to do here to make this a little bit better? Okay, now I've got my B&B, and if I have guests there, my guests need somewhere to sit down. So guess what I'm going to add to this area? Where are those deck chairs? They're all the way at the bottom of this list, I think. Let's scroll down and have a little look-see. There they are. So sandcastle and deck chairs. Okay, one blue, one red, that's very nice. And let's put the castle out as well. Okay, now I'm happy with the chairs, they look okay, but should I add some more or shall I leave them the way they are, I wonder. I think 2 is good enough. Having too many is not so good, I think, for that. Then with the old picnic mat there as well, it will be perfect. Okay, I'm still not quite happy with the face. I think I need to do some more changes there. Now, let's just do some other tweaks and change things around. Let's see. Okay, let's move that path back there. I think that's much better. Everyone needs a path before they've got to go to the toilet, of course. Okay, now I'm much more satisfied with that corner, so I think that's enough for me there. But now I need to start decorating elsewhere or shifting some things around. So I'm going to be looking at the telescope, maybe trying one of the new statues that I got recently within my gift cards, even though I have loads of the statues already. And I will also be trying the new rocks as well. So first of all, let's put the telescope down just so it's ready for later. And then let's move on down to that wonderful statue I got. And I bet you can't guess what it is. Oh, we missed it. And there it is. Look at that beautiful statue. That's what I got. And doesn't it look ugly?
I honestly do not know how to use that statue yet. I've seen it in many different interesting designs, and it kind of doesn't matter how I seem to put it or where I seem to put it. It always doesn't feel right. Now maybe I need more water for it to flow into, like I've seen in other farms. Or maybe I should just ignore it and leave it in the storage location as I just returned it to. Maybe one day I should do a Medusa farm and then just pretend that they were all visitors that got turned to stone. That could be interesting. Actually, I might try something similar like that later. But what I'm going to do is try the rocks. Now, I did enjoy the rocks last time, and I do like these mossy rocks a lot. So I have the 4 of them, so let's put them all out at the moment and see where they will go. Now, I'm getting very close to the end of my design here, and I'm really satisfied with the way things are coming. Just a few final tweaks I'm going to be doing. Now, my friend has made a few recommendations since looking at this image, and as I said earlier in the video, that's what I'm going to be focusing on slightly more of next time. Changing it around, adding more color to it, giving it a little bit more depth and filling it out. And also where I have the face part at the moment, removing some of the trees. My friend's recommendation is I should spread the trees out a little bit more and not have them so clumped up. Now at the moment I'm leaving them as they are because I do like the face effect that I've got there. Okay, maybe it's not so obvious without being told, but that's the thing that came straight to my mind when I first saw it. Okay, this is going to be my telescope position, and I'm really happy with that location, so that part's now done. So the only area I have remaining left to do is down near the bottom, and I'm going to sort that out in a second. Yep, that looks good. So a nice little like park area in the middle, I think that's nice. Now, what should I do here? I want to keep the park benches for any people who want to have a picnic. I think that's nice. Should I move the trees around and give them a bit of privacy? Let's have a look. Now if I do move the trees away from the cemetery area kind of looks a little bit empty. Now is that a good idea or not? I don't know at this moment. Let's see what I come up to when I finally do get to that part. Maybe I will change my mind. Maybe I will leave it as it is, or I might move some of the other trees. Okay, I'm kind of liking what I'm looking at here. They do have their privacy now. They've got a bit of shade if they wanted to as well. I think that's actually a not too bad an area. Okay, the rock's not right though. That needs to be moved slightly. That needs to go back into another position. So let's move that back there and have a look. Okay, for the first part I think it's good. Okay, I'm really satisfied with what I've got now. I'm happy with the way the beach is looking. I've got my square or straight edge fill to it. I've got the same kind of effect with the town, and I really enjoyed making this, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video. See you all next time. Bye bye.